this thing is I'll be live. Hey everyone. Just trying to pull up my other screen here so I can make sure I see comments when they pop up. I'll put this over here. That's okay. Okay. All right, so this is getting written, getting it written, and we will have one other guest. Alec Williams will be joining us, but he's running a little late. And Aphrodite is in the comments, so she is here partially. So we're gonna be doing 15-minute sprints tonight, and I'm only expecting to be here about an hour and a half at the most. And we're gonna keep it pretty strict. You know, we get off on tangents sometimes, which is still fun, mind you. That's right. So the topic for tonight is: are you scared? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like getting scared, but that really doesn't happen too often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the question. We're not going to answer until we come back from the first sprint. And you guys can answer it in the comments. And then I will actually check the comments when I come back from the first sprint, which is 15 minutes. So the first question tonight is, do you like to read horror and or mystery? If so, which one? Or do you like both or neither? And if you don't, why? So give that a thought. Some people read horror and mystery, or one or the other, or none, neither one. And you can say why you don't, or maybe you just, it's not your flavor, whatever the answer would be to that question. So go ahead and give that a little gander and think on that. And we are going to go ahead and just start the first sprint right after we do our openings. I'm reading the comments section. All right, so DL, you want to go ahead and do your opening there?
I'm I'm DL Stewart, adult medieval fantasy, and tonight I will be continuing working on The Gift of a Child. I am currently on chapter 12 out of 13.
Ooh. He's at
So
the end,
hopefully I'll get it
everybody.
done
He's not
with
joking.
this month.
Yeah, apparently. Look at you. Only got like a few days left, like 2 days. I'm sure you can take that out. One chapter, psh, that's nothing, right?
Well, like nothing. 2 chapters and an epilogue, but yeah.
It's not much. You can handle it, I'm sure. Right. As you guys know, I'm Author DL Tillery, and this is my channel. I do these streams every Tuesday, unless something happens. So it could happen every other Tuesday, but mostly it's planned for every Tuesday. I'm going to be working on finishing one of my ARC reviews. So I am finishing the book up, and then the ARC review will be out this Sunday coming. Usually I try to do my ARC reviews on Sundays because I'd like to do live streams for those. So I'll be doing the day sometime on Sunday this week. And I'll be reading that. And there's actually the newest novel that released by Alec Williams. A.L. Williams, see. So I will be doing a review on that book. Should be very, very interesting. It's very good so far. I really like the way Alec writes, especially dialogue. Very good. And love scenes are really good too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump on the first sprint. I think Alec is going to be joining us, but if he is, he'll be popping in any old time. So we will be back here at 8:20 our time, Eastern Standard Time, and happy writing, and let us know what you're working on in the comments, and I'll check that out when I come back. 3, 2, 1, and right. See you in 15. And that's time. How did everyone do? You can let us know in the comments if you did join the write-in there. And answer the first question if you would like. I'm going to check the comments for the first question. And DL and Alec. Alec, you can go ahead and do your intro because we already did that. You weren't here yet.
Yeah, sorry, stuff happened. But I am Alec Williams, and I'm the author of Immortal Scars and Hopeless Scars, which are both available on Amazon. Shameful Scars is due to come out in June. And all my information is below. So.
This is true. All right, so the first question of the night, if you did not get a chance to read it, is do you like to read horror and or mystery? If so, which one? Or do you like both? If neither, why? So if you don't like either one of those, be like, I don't read either one of those.
I can't be friends with you.
Like, what? Don't read horror, mystery?
But you're not living the best life.
You're not. You're not. You're missing so much. So if anyone want to answer that question, then go ahead. DL, Alec, you want to grab that question?
I don't read it a lot, but I want to, because there was a book that I read called a book series called Criminal Delights, and the book I read was about exorcism and stuff, and it was creepy, and I loved it.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. I like mystery.
Very, I'll have to send you a link. It was very explicit, and it was just beautifully disturbing.
Oh, nice. Sounds right down my alley. Mm-hmm. What about you, DL?
Yeah, I don't read it that often, but I've read some, and I enjoy them, especially like psychological and horror and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like some mysteries. Most of the ones I've read, it's been more like younger kid type mysteries, so it's not like murder mysteries or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down for it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, as you guys know, I'm the Mister of Horror. So, of course, I read horror and I watch horror. I also like mysteries. My favorite mystery writer is Agatha Christie. I really like her stuff. And I've seen all the movie adaptations of her stuff too, and I have quite a many of her books. So, I definitely like murder mysteries, and I do like different types of mystery. I mean, when I was a kid, I guess I kind of counted Goosebumps as kind of like a horror. It's horror, but it's like got mystery in it too a lot of times. So I still watch Goosebumps. So I love Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, my kids love that.
Yeah, Goosebumps is good stuff.
I can't believe it's still on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you can find it on Netflix.
I found out Jerry Springer is still going too. So.
Oh Lord! Well, as long as this crazy shit happening with people, Jerry Springer can stay around forever. Just saying. Mm-hmm. It's like Maury Povich, you are not the father. Like, I mean, that's gonna always be a running thing. So he could stay around forever with that. But yeah. All right, let's see if everyone talk about in the comments. See who's here. Aphrodite, of course, that was here, and it wasn't anybody else at the time. Hello, Wendy. Thank you for joining us, and Jennifer. See if anybody else popped in. La. Nobody else. Yeah, okay. And if you haven't liked the video, please give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever fits your fancy. And let's see who answered the question first. Aphrodite. Aphrodite says, I do not like to read horror. Why? Because I am not a fan of being scared. I know you get scared very easy. I am not big on mysteries, mainly because I figure them out quickly, so they aren't fun for me usually. Yeah, I tend to still figure them out, but that's actually part of the fun for me figuring out what is going down, especially with a murder mystery, like who's the murderer type of thing. That's why I like Agatha Christie stuff. But yeah, it depends. It depends on the writer being very, very elaborate with it, then they can get by you, because some people are just very in tune and figure things out quickly. But for me, it doesn't really change the fun aspects of it. I still like the way it's laid out and everything. And sometimes it's funny too. If you do a cozy mystery or something, and it's funny, because some of the I've seen quite a few that done that. It's like kind of funny, but it's still like a murder mystery. So that's always good stuff.
I really want to write a sea creature horror story and dedicate it to Aphrodite.
Listen, you don't even have to go see Creature. Like, if you do anything about mermaids, it's over for her.
Oh, I will totally write a mermaid horror. Don't even get me started.
I already have one in the works. I'm writing a mermaid. It's a mermaid romance horror, so it's like a horror romance, but it's mermaid based. She will not. Yeah, she will not be.
You have to dedicate it to her. You have to.
Oh, I will be sure to do that. She's like, why y'all hate me? Aphrodite finishing her answer. So I won't read / watch mysteries where a child or person is in danger, set to a certain amount of time to be rescued. I hate those, especially the buried alive ones. No entertainment there for me. I haven't seen too many do that, but then I maybe not broaden my horizons on that. I own a lot of mystery novels though. I was really into those for quite some time. Those could be very elaborate and take a little bit more to figure out than the movies, because of course you're reading it's a little bit different than visuals, and the visuals do help you solve it faster, I think. And then if you're a person with not a heavy enough imagination too, it could take you longer to figure it out if you're reading it. So I think movies make it a little bit easier. But murder mysteries I can get with. Yeah, those are very good. As long as they are clever enough to fool me. You got to find the right person that's writing that. Just saying.
That's why I'm afraid to write mysteries, because I don't know if I can fool people.
I don't know. It really depends on what the subject matter is. You ain't going to really think about it before you jump onto the subject matter. But I think I probably can pull it off. My story actually has some suspense and mystery in it. Actually, without trying to, the story just kind of worked out that way. Yeah. So Wendy says, for answer one, I like reading.
Definitely on doing that at some point.
Oh yeah, you should. I mean, I think it's always. I like murder mysteries too, and I think DL will be really good at that. Those killing people stuff.
Yeah.
And
I kind of got like a mystery behind Rodden's murder in my Mogre series.
Right.
So count that as a murder mystery, but yeah.
Right, but that means you can pull it off though. So, Wendy says, I like reading both. Yay! I knew I liked you. Aphrodite said, for the sprint, she did 277 words. Good job. Wendy did 133 words, and we're about to start the next sprint in about 2 minutes. Aphrodite says she's working on writing a workbook for my students. She has a 9-1 student. Thank you. Saying hi to everybody. And Jennifer says, answer one, I like reading mystery only. Horror gives me nightmares, but that's the yumminess of it. I'm so happy when someone tells me my story gave them nightmares. It just distilled my horror heart. And so I have way too active imagination for horror. Yes, that makes it even better. It's even tastier.
I know, right?
Aphrodite, why did that jump? I hate when it does that. Anyway. Oh yeah, she's talking to you.
I forgot what that was in response to, but
you talking about dedicating some.
Oh, I think that was way before, because down below she's like cursed at me in lots of symbols. So.
Oh, she's talking about you said somebody couldn't be your friend if you didn't like horror and mystery.
Oh yeah. Whatever, Alec. You will love my crazy self forever. Yeah, she told you.
It's true.
I love James Patterson as far as mystery and suspense, though. He is amazing. I have so many of his books, it's not even funny. But he is amazing. Oh, there she goes. She boop, boop,
yep.
boop, boop, you Alec.
It's like, oh, I got an exclamation point and an and symbol.
Well, see, Wendy knows what's happening. He says something's wrong when he's not poking at Aphrodite.
It's true.
Yeah, he's not having a good day. That's what he said. Oh, he's like, Alec, you're not messing with Aphrodite. You feeling okay? Go check on him. Look, he said, keep it up, Alec. Too much funny. Okay. All right, so I'm going to read the second question, and then we're going to jump on to the next sprint of the night. Question 2 is, when writing or reading a murder scene, do you like it detailed or censored? Dum, dum, dum. So give that a thought. We're going to go ahead and jump on our 15, and we'll be back here at 8:45. Happy writing. See you soon. And that's time. How'd everyone do? You can let us know in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and check the chat and see where everyone is with the answer to the question. And if anyone who just joined, you can answer the questions if you would like. The first question of the night was, do you like to read horror and or mystery? If so, which one? Or do you like both? If neither, why? Question number 2 was, when writing or reading a murder scene, do you like it detailed or censored? So, DL and Alec, how about you guys? Who wants to take that one first?
I like mine censored. No, I like it detailed. I'll take it either way I can get it, but
It's like I'll take it either way. You know, it doesn't sound like we're talking about murder.
Not to you, Alec.
I'm just saying.
So wait, no, DL will take it either way. How about you, Alec?
I prefer detail because I want to be immersed in the story.
Yes.
Versus just being told that people were murdered.
Yes. Me as well. So I love details. I love extremely gory details. The gorier, the better. The more detailed, the better. When it goes into, and DL is really good at that. Like, I still have that one scene in my head from the first book. But yeah, that makes it, I like that, and that's bad. Funny, a few days ago, my older brother told me the true ending to Little Shop of Horror. Oh my God. The real ending was way worse. Like, it was brutal. Like, as you know, the ending that they showed us was kind of somewhat happy, you know, for the premise of the movie, obviously. And that's not really what happened. They decided to go with that because I think they did like a sensitivity type of test or whatever, like back in the day when they used to do that for movies, like they used to do like a screening or something and see how it was not well received. People were very, very upset with it because of how it ended. It was just too gruesome. So I was sitting there when he was telling me, I started smiling. He's looking at me like, I started smiling like, I would have loved to have seen that. And he was like, I saw it. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't look at that. But I really want to look. But yeah, so I definitely like the details and the gore of it. But yes. Let's see what everyone says in the comments. Alrighty. Question number 2. Aphrodite says, I always want as many details as possible, but as long as you're not reading horror, because you'll be very scared. And I hate when anything is censored because I feel like someone else decided for me what I could and couldn't handle. Just my personal take on it. Yes, I'm very against censorship of films, books, video games, anything of the sort. When someone censors something, especially something that has a rating system, that upsets me because I'm an adult and I don't need someone to hold my hand and tell me that I can't do something. That's also why we have a rating system, because that while making something, you know what you can and cannot put in it based on the rating system that you're going for, or demographic in this case.
Plus, you can always, if you choose, put a trigger warning.
This is true. Now, like when she said it was censored, now censorship for video games have gone off the deep end, where we have a rating system in video games where you have like kids, teen, M-rated, and you don't really have adult-based titles because, you know, that would be adult. You don't really have that. PC has some stuff that made that, but most of the time,
but not much.
Yeah, not much. On consoles, never. They won't even let it go through. They have to cut it if they do.
I used to have one for Xbox. The first Xbox, long time ago.
But that never ever happened again, and it kind of was like it got pulled real quick. But yeah, that doesn't happen. But we have a rating system. Even if it was an adult game, we have a rating system for it, so why not, right? Okay, no. M-rated games are pretty much for adults. You cannot purchase them in stores if you are 18, under 18. You cannot. So adult. But somehow they still feel the need to censor games from adults who can only purchase them. Children cannot, unless their parents go with them and say, here, you can purchase this. And that's up to the parent. So I still am confused about why they think it's okay to censor what I paid for as an adult. Did I ask you to censor me?
Because the parents who don't want to take responsibility for controlling their kids, that's why they'd rather everyone else be censored.
That's not even why. Because if that was why, I'd be like, listen, that's not my problem just to parent your child.
I know. I say that all the time. But
I used to work in a game store, and the parents would send their kids in there to buy a mature rated game. And then when I would tell them they could not purchase it and they have to bring their parent in, they would go outside, get their parent, and their parent would be upset with me because I did not allow them to purchase the game they gave them the money for. And I'm like, I have to follow the rules because I run a store. And if they played something, you get upset, come back here, say something to me, and then I get in trouble. So that being the case, the rating system is in place for that. As an adult, when I get an M-rated game, and the game came from, they censored Japan a lot. Okay. Mostly to do with females. Again, females, we don't need you to censor us. Thank you. But it's females censoring females too in a lot of cases. We're like, oh, cleavage, let's put a black bar across that, or let's
you're trashy.
Like a freaking bathing suit, and they would put like a one of those t-shirts under it. They do some crazy editing that looks so stupid. It looks so preposterous.
You know how many times I would have been like, just because you're not body positive.
Right. Like, okay, as a female, I should hide my body. Well, this is males, they're looking at women wrong, and they're subjugating them. Like, first off, these are fictional characters. Second of all, someone made them because they're fucking fictional characters. Third of all, it's fiction.
Fiction. Can we say that again? Fiction.
So someone's a male power fantasy. Be like, okay, I'm a female. If I made something with a guy with nothing on, and I have, and I'm ogling him as a sexual object, that would be cool. They can say what they want. Like, no, it's not cool. Don't lie to me, because you'd be like, oh, that's cool.
You do it all the time.
I'm a female. But males do it. No, even though this is fiction, fantasy, I'm looking at something. I'm not allowed to do that because I'm not my own person at this point. Well, because it's subjugating women. Listen, stop acting like women like we can't think for ourselves. Like we don't have our own minds. Like we can't decide to take clothes off. We can't decide to be in certain industries. We are being subjugated by somebody. Guess what? Women, we can make our own choices. We can wear what we want to wear. Whoa, someone for someone. We're not talking about situation because you are talking about censoring all kinds of stuff and stopping women from doing what we want to do. So don't tell me that because I have cleavage that I'm a slut, or I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't do that. Did you miss Lady Godiva? Did you miss any of the female movements that happened way back when? You want to transform now to do whatever you want to do, and some kind of backwards feminism going on.
And when you try to tell them that they have internalized internalized misogyny, they just flip.
Do. Some of them internalized. Really do. You have to know where you gotta cut that line, and don't censor adults. Okay, if I'm buying a product and the product was the original product, I don't need you to censor me because I'm paying money. Are you giving it to me for free? No, you're not. So get out my face with that. But anyway, I went off on a tangent.
Get out my face.
Get out my face. I don't like censorship. I don't like it, especially when it's adult products. Children products shouldn't need to be censored because it should follow the rules for the age range. Once it gets to adult, I can do what the F I want to do.
See, I'm the same way with fade to black sex scenes in adult books. I'm like, come on, really?
Well, some people can't take it, but guess what? They should read the byline. If it's erotica, don't read it because it might not be for you. Can't take it. Can't take sex scenes, so they won't read romance because it might be.
There's an entire section called clean romance. Go there.
Are you serious? Is it for real?
Yeah, clean romance is what it's called.
Wow, I've never.
I think it's either clean or wholesome.
Wholesome.
Because apparently me getting my freak on is not wholesome.
That's bull crap. When I hear wholesome, I think country.
I know, right? And that's pretty much what it's for.
Let me tell you right now, some of them country romances, be getting it on. So I don't want to hear nothing about wholesome. They real wholesome, got apple pie and everything. But guess what?
in that TV.
Okay, Alec. All right, Jennifer says, question number 2. I like details, but I don't like gore. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. I like details with my murder scenes, but please don't overdo it with all the blood and guts. Some people they call it gore porn. I watch stuff like
you can
that.
actually tell when they're going overboard. Like, you can tell.
You must wanted it because they usually will tell you. Like Hatchet, for instance, a horror movie, is very gore pornish because it's like blood everywhere. Like the murder scenes, like heads coming off, limbs and blood,
all the good
blah,
stuff.
blah, blah. All good stuff. I mean, but I like that. Some people don't like it. That's why I have gore horror. Like horror, it tells you because it's gory.
Yeah.
It tells you.
There are some stuff that doesn't have it, like doesn't warn you or anything, so.
Yep, true. They don't. Hey, I guess turn your head like your parents do.
Yeah, right.
Stop that. Wendy said, I got 114 words. Awesome. Key answering question 1. Both when I'm in the mood for them. Cool. Yay. I like you, Key. And question number 2. I want all the gory details. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Wendy, yes. The freaking censorship is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Just no. I have a whole bunch of no for that. You guys already heard me go on tangent about that. Key says, which is why my avatars in games are always buff guys. If I'm following this tune around for hours, I want something nice to look at. Right.
Like the nice ass, you're behind them all the time.
I mean, what's wrong with that? You know, and I like when, we had like a whole movement of like Nita Sarkeesian coming after like video games. She was like, there's no powerful females in video games. Like, she don't know nothing. She obviously didn't know nothing about video games, by the way, when she was spewing this nonsense and getting people's money and all kinds of crazy stuff. She was like, there's no powerful females in games, and they're just subjugating females and blah, 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 blah. And then she brought up a game, was like, this Pandora's Tower game is obviously just a guy saving a woman damsel in distress. I'm like, you obviously did not play this game at all if you open your mouth about that. We should bring up Zelda and be like, Legend of Zelda. Like, the game is called A Legend of Zelda when you have Link. The game is called the female's name. The Legend of Zelda. So how do you think that okay? So if you play Legend of Zelda, you already know usually Legend of Zelda ends up being teamed up where they need each other in order to beat the evil. But I guess that's wrong. That's not help each other.
Shares the memes or whatever. It's like, what if Zelda was a woman? It's like, Zelda is.
Zelda is a woman.
Yeah.
Zelda is a woman. Like, it's called Legend of Zelda, but Link is the knight. Okay, he saves her, but she saves him. Like, if you played the series, if you knew what you were talking about, because don't start a channel talking about stuff you don't know what you're talking about. You look like an idiot. But you got a whole following of people who are idiots who just believe whatever you say. You're like, well, I don't want to hear it, because when you coming after the industry because you're like, well, women this, women that, okay. But be sure you know what you're talking about when you open that mouth of yours. And don't tell me there's no female leads when you have female leads and stuff. But you also go after games. If the female is, in your eyes, too pretty, then you're like, that doesn't count. Like, excuse me? So she's not. Also, if she's too feminine in the main character, also doesn't count. Be like... So I see what's happening here.
I'm just so tired of the social justice warriors.
She's really tough, but she's still pretty. Too pretty for me. And she's tough. No, that's not good enough. Stop it. Like, you know what? You're getting on my nerves. Like, I can't take it. And then you got the dudes who come up who are also just the justice warriors, and they'll be like, this one guy, I just want to punch him in the face. It's like, punch him through the screen. He was like, yeah, this. Like, he was being funny while he was doing a video game, like doing a video, and he was making a character creation, and the characters have big boobs. Like, you can make the boobs really big or whatever. And they literally ended up taking it out where the meter, you couldn't make the breasts but so big, because obviously people were getting offended, I guess, by this. And I'm like, okay, so big breast women like me don't exist. That's what you're telling me. And he was like making a joke like, oh, big breast female, what are you going to do? How's she going to be a hero? Like, excuse you? So if I have big breasts, then I can't be a fighter. Okay, forget you, because I've been doing martial arts since I was 4 and I kick ass. So, okay, I don't exist then. So women with big breasts can't be heroes. Women with big breasts, it's funny. Breasts don't move like that. So let me get this straight. You think it's cool for you to insult females as long as you think you're doing it in some kind of other type of way? No. Stop the nonsense with your social justice life, okay? Because you're not social justice nothing over here. You're being annoying is what you're doing, and you're still being misogynistic. And the females are also being misogynistic, so we realize you're telling females to cover up and do this and do that. You don't remember anything about what feminism was really about? You need to sit down.
And what the hell is wrong with objectifying people? I objectify everybody.
Don't be objectifying anybody, Alec.
I objectify everyone. I'm objectifying you.
You better stop. But yeah, it's ridiculous, and there are plenty of female characters. What I can't stand is if they take, like, they got really ridiculous with Disney taking over Marvel, and they were like, we're going to replace all these male characters with female versions. I'm like, how about you make female characters that's their own characters and stop trying to delete males? That would be nice, because guess what? We need each other in this world. Stop being insane. Don't try to be like you're going to do what you think males did to women in that way. Like, it's always males and stuff. It's always males and stuff. So we're just going to do the same thing, which for all women and stuff. No, if you're going to just put women characters and make them, that's cool. But don't delete other characters that was there and replace them with women. What are you doing? That's not how this works. You're not teaching anything good. Make a female lead that's strong. That's whatever you want to do. Make a character, but do not replace other characters. Thor. We need to get rid of Thor. So make him a female.
Like, that's the same thing I felt about Aladdin, the live action. Because, okay, it's called Aladdin. And they create this Jasmine who's this strong, powerful. I'm sorry if she's a bobblehead in the fucking cartoon. It's not about her. Like, what was that?
I don't know why it's called Aladdin. Do that. Just so we're clear, to make someone show someone is strong and who they are, or to give them self-empowerment, whatever, you do not need to knock someone else down a peg to do that. Yeah. Lead by example. Don't do that kind of thing. You're not teaching nothing good by that point. You don't need to delete Thor to make a female character. If you want to make something similar, go right ahead. Oh yeah, we have Valkyries, but I guess we don't need to count them. They don't exist. They're too sexualized. So what's wrong with the female being sexy? What's wrong with the male being sexy? What is wrong with someone being sexy? You're making women do, like, listen, you can tell when something's being done in a very poor manner. However, there is nothing wrong with a female being sexy. I love being sexy. I love wearing sexy stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Stop saying there's something wrong with that. Or like, that female can't be in a lead role because she's too sexy. She's wearing not enough clothes. Like, oh,
you can't come in my house. You are too sexy.
I'm supposed to color up. Do I need to wear like a burqa now? Like, because that's what you're pushing.
Yes.
No, stop. I don't want to hear.
You can't come in my house if you're sexy. You can't have that.
That sexiness is wrong. Get it out of my face. That's apparently what's
I don't want to touch.
Here.
I think they just need to get laid. That's their problem.
Sounds like it a little bit. Alec, hem on your books. That might make them get a little bit up.
I'm gonna start doing that when people piss me off. I'm just gonna read this book. It'll make you feel better.
Just read this. Oh yeah, Alec, I have a bone to pick with you.
What? What did I do?
You make me cry. I want to punch you in the face.
Why? What? What's going on?
I want to punch you. That chapter, man. Why'd you have to do it? Why? I'm not gonna say because people need to read it, but I'm over here crying. So I'm like, damn you, Alec! Damn you!
Yeah, I did that just for that effect.
Thank you so much. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I still wasn't. You can't get ready for that, man.
Yeah, I was trying to write in a way where I was just like, okay, is it? Is it? It is.
You're so terrible. Aphrodite says you got 466 words. Good job, Aphrodite. Yes, Wendy. Yes, there are plenty of female lead characters in games and in movies. It happened. They tried like none of that happened, so we must delete all the male characters. You know what happened, Disney? You purchased Marvel. I don't have anything to do with Marvel anymore because you just ruined it all. You know what, Disney? You purchased Star Wars. You know what? You ruined it all because you got to turn everybody to a Disney princess because obviously that's what you do. Right. Everything get Disney princess up. Like, really though?
That's why I don't watch TV anymore.
Dude, I don't think I watch K-dramas, J-dramas, and C-dramas.
K-dramas are awesome.
They are. And I've actually started watching the Chinese dramas too. And I've been watching J-dramas like forever.
Wait, have you seen The Scent of a Woman? That's the name of it in English.
I don't know.
I think it's Korean. It is so good. You have to find it. The Scent of a Woman.
I might have to check it out. Yeah, because I've seen so many, dude. Oh my god, I thought I was running out. Oh my god, but Lee Min-ho's new show started on Netflix. I'm like,
yeah, she's gonna go crazy over my 5th book because it's all like Korean man, all that.
Oh no, stop. Yes, I'm waiting very impatiently for that one. Yeah, Aphrodite. Pretty short girls with boobs can't fight. Yeah, apparently we can't. Nobody can fight. You got big boobs, can't fight. Apparently that's fake.
Nope.
I was like, I want to punch this dude in the face so bad, like, but I couldn't. He was in screen.
Haven't you ever seen someone slap you with someone's boob?
Yes, they say that's big breasts are a logical concern, not a blocking point. Well, they're a logical concern for like people who don't know anything about big breasts. I've had them my whole life. Yes, since I was 12. And I've been doing martial arts since I was 4. Didn't have any problem. Been a dancer just as long. Can pretty much do a lot of stuff that other people who have no breasts can do. So them thinking that stops you, it doesn't. And if you are a fighter that's going to be literally in fights, you probably would maybe tie them down. But then again, maybe you wouldn't because you've been, with them your whole life. So you kind of learn to deal with them.
Plus, you should be wearing an appropriate bra that should hold them. So,
right. They'll be like, well, games, and they'll be like, moving around. Well, my breasts move when I breathe. So,
yeah.
If I run down steps, they bounce out of control because they're breasts. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They don't just stop doing it because I don't want them, but want them to. Like, listen, boobs, stop that moving. They're not going to listen. I've tried it.
You're like, I've tried it.
They don't listen to me at all. Do what they want to do. Yes,
yeah, it's like trying to make anyone
have been objectified, but that's okay to do. You know that? It's okay.
I objectify men every day.
One of these people went crazy because one game had a female character on their standee in their advertisement, and she had her back to the advertisers. Her butt was there, and she was standing looking over her shoulder, and they were like, "Oh my god, her butt is too big, and we can see her butt, even though it wasn't naked. She had a whole body thing on, and they were like, see her butt." I'm like, how many male characters are their butts like and everything? No one has any problem with that. It's totally cool. Objectify guys, fine, because they're males asses. And they deserve it. So yeah, and how many males? And okay, Metal Gear. He's running around naked. His butt was out. Whole sequence. No one had a problem. Do that to a female character, the world will end.
Yep.
World will end. You just seen a pandemic that will be like hell on earth.
That's what pisses me off. Like with actual porn, people are like, "Oh, those poor girls." I'm like, you do see that there's men in porn, but you're not saying those poor dudes.
Okay, first off, poor girls, they wanted to do that work.
Yeah, they chose.
A lot of them love doing that work.
Yeah,
just so we're clear, and that's their choice. You don't get to choose for somebody like
they're 18. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, only time is a problem is if they got a child into that, and that happened to Tracy Lords.
Yeah.
So that's the only case where this is like, oh my goodness. When it's a grown woman choosing to do that, you're like, listen, like that's not right. Like, okay.
Plus, on top of that, it's happened with men too, where boys were like, conned into being in it. You're not saying anything about them.
Don't talk about that. It's okay.
Nope, that doesn't exist.
It's okay. Let's just act like that doesn't happen. You're right, Wendy. Anyone can be objectified. Matter of perspective. Usually it's quite the same. It'll be like the same situation, but since they're males, it's like, oh, they're okay. It's not happening. Females like, and everyone's losing their mind. Like, that's not right.
And the sad part is by acting that way, you're perpetuating sexism.
Yes, it's not equal. That's nothing equal about that. So let's not try to bringing sexy back. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I love that song.
You always do after that.
Yeah, they did water down Star Wars. Yeah, it really pissed me off. Yeah. I'm sorry, but what's her name? Culture. What's her name as the main character? That wasn't happening. And she was like, I just know how to use the lightsaber. And I just know how to be a Jedi. Like,
somebody should lip sync with that voice. You should seriously put your voice over a video of her doing that.
That was me imitating her. Like, oh, I can just magically do everything because I'm amazing. And I'm like,
you should do it.
I'm like, please stop with this syndrome right now. And everyone loves me. And I'm the best thing that happens ever. Like, okay, I'm just going to go over here.
See, that's what I feel.
Like, stop.
That's how I feel about romances sometimes, where they're just like, everybody knows how to communicate healthily. I'm like, when people get mad, they in their feelings, they don't know how to fucking communicate, okay? I'm sorry, but that's the reality.
It does happen. And then, yes, Kia, I agree. Like, everyone acts like sex doesn't exist. But I will tell you, it may be a world thing, but I live in the U.S., so I know a U.S. thing that it's like sex, nudity, super raw. Don't ever do it. No one should see it. It doesn't happen. We all got here from just poof in the air.
Oh,
but
yeah,
violence,
but the UK,
I'm good for that.
they're all over it.
Violence,
UK is all over the
cool
sex.
with violence. Your kids will be right there. Let's watch freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger, like me growing up. Commando, my favorite movie as a little girl, blowing up, all kinds of explosions, murder, death, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. What? Someone starting kissing? Might be some nudity happening. Turn your head. Don't look at that. Don't you even think about it. Never happened. It's not how you got here. Stalkboard you.
Nope. People
you
can't
know,
have
that's
sex
pretty much.
ever.
You're like, you do know you were born naked. You were not born with an AK-47 in your hand. I'm just pointing it out. Just saying.
You were born with genitals, but you were
violence,
not born with a
but
gun.
then you're afraid of nudity. Then we got some serious issues you may want to address, people.
No. This is the thing. You were born with a penis or a vagina, but you were not born with a gun. Which one are you going to use?
You can't use those, Alec.
Not ever.
It's
no.
wrong. Unless
you can have all the gun freedom.
Hey,
just
you
no
can
genitals.
use them. You can use them. As long as no one knows about it. You're in a dark house. And when you get undressed, whoever the other significant other is goes in the garage and all the lights are off. They don't ever see you naked. Nope. Ever.
Because there's no such thing as naked.
Obviously, we make like fish. We make
yep.
like fish. Someone sprayed something onto something, and then a baby came up. There we go. That's what happened.
That's it.
Like fish. They like fish.
It's Stewie's fault, yes.
That's how I had my kid. That's what happened. Yeah, I know Stewie talks so much. Look, it's Aphrodite. Like, Stewie talks so much. Stewie, stop talking.
Shut the hell up, Stewie.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Y'all brought me here, so I come.
They said, we're blaming Stewie. He said, that's all right.
You could kick me out. Sarah did before, so.
To get out.
Got kicked out. Like, stop too much. Come on. All right. So, yeah, the third question for the night, I'm going to just give it to you before we jump on our third sprint of the night. Oh, you get Danny on a tangent about that stuff, man. I just get really into it. I get very, very upset about that censorship.
I get upset about a lot of things.
I mean, I've been censored, tried to be censored my whole life. I have cleavage. I can't help it. I was born with it.
People still try to censor me. It doesn't work.
I don't get censored. They can, you know what? Get the fuck out of here.
I told him, I was like, what is censorship? Is that a food? What is it?
Is that a food? Can I eat it? Question number 3 is, what's scary to you? What's not scary to you? And this can be a film and or a book or both. So I was thinking about the atmosphere. What's creeped you out? What makes you scared? Or what doesn't make you scared? Where you're like, this is so stupid. How is anyone scared of this type of thing? So give that a thought. And when we come back, we will check the comments and see what everyone thinks about that. And we're going to jump in on our last sprint of the night, another 15. See what you can get done that time. And we will see you when we get back. Happy writing. And we're back. That is time. And everyone will let us know how they did with the sprint, if you did sprint with us. And I will check the comments for the answer. Alec.
I am at chapter 16 and 18. I'm just looking through beta notes.
Cool. DL.
I got 268.
Cool.
And started chapter 13.
Nice. Yeah, I'm getting closer. Getting closer. Alec. Yeah, I just finished chapter 20.
Is that where it's good? It's a wonderful thing.
What my favorite line, nobody will know where it's from, but my favorite line was at the very end of chapter 20. At that moment I was lost, and with each passing moment he found me. That's a good line.
Yeah, it was my play on biblical words.
Good job. And I didn't even relate it to it, and that was good job. I really like
Unless
that.
people just walk around saying that, they probably wouldn't, but I did it. It made me happy.
But it was a very good line, and you could relate to it, and it was very, very good. Very good line.
I love ending sex scene like with dramatic lines. I love it.
I love dramatic lines. My poetry is dramatic, so I definitely can connect with that. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. So I'm on chapter 21. So I got a little ways to go, but not too much more. So the review will definitely be ready for Sunday for sure. Awesome. I have nothing but good stuff to say so far.
Because I'm awesome.
I would have to say that, just so you are aware, that your books would be the very first male books I've read. So
I'm honored.
Let me pop my cherry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very good. Story is very good. Sex scenes very good. Very, very good. And then the pacing is good too. So like very believable when certain things happen. So pacing is very good as well.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that, like trying to make sure it was believable and that it moved fast enough.
But not too fast, right?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that, apparently. Like, far as like my male leads relationship, or at least my editors thought that it wasn't believable that why she liked Cagliostro or whatever at some point. He's Cagliostro. I mean, let me stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's Cagliostro, and in some cases, when someone saves you, you might be drawn to them easier without saying it because of that whole setup. If that's all you gotta think about too. That at the beginning, everyone knows that Allison lost her memory. It's right at the beginning of the book. That right there, that situation. If you're put in that situation, that one guy saved you, and then you don't remember anyone else, and this is the person in your presence. And then he, trying to take care of you, help you remember, but he's kind of the, maybe seem like a bad type to you in some setting because you don't know what's going on with him. So you might be drawn to that person simply because that may be all you know at the time. So I wouldn't have to really, point out like her saying like, type thing. Like she was trying to say like, oh, now it's obvious that he says why he's drawn to her, but I don't understand why he's drawn to him because he saved her type of thing. Maybe the only thing like that's all it would take. Her whole situation would be all it would take. Not to mention he's sexy as fuck. Like, just saying. But okay.
I am so excited though. I should probably mention, since everybody else doesn't know, you guys know. My first book is going on to audio. I found the voice.
Yes,
and he accepted.
Which is awesome. I figured he would though. He's a professional. I thought he would. Because you were like, I don't know.
I was just worried.
Oh yeah, of course. Because that's obvious. Like, you don't ever know. They'd be like, I don't do male, or I don't do female, whatever. So you don't know that. Because if it has sex scenes, then it might be awkward for somebody if they, they're not good at that. You know what I'm saying? Because you want it to be believable, like your book is. Yeah. So you definitely want a person that can pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you definitely have to try to find the right person. I'm excited. I found the right person for my book, and mine's like super million miles away from happening audio. But it's going to be the same. I'm releasing it at the same time I'm releasing the paperback and the hardback. So everybody can get
my copies of Hopeless Scars finally shipped. It took them 3 weeks.
Oh man, 3 weeks. Damn.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for them so I can send them out.
Woo. Wow, that took a minute.
Everything else they seem to be able to ship, but for some reason printing books is taking extra time.
Yeah, it is. So did you guys answer this third question? What's scary to you?
Oh no.
What's not scary to you? This can be in film and or books. DL, what's scary to you? What's not scary to you?
I don't really get scared. I like jump scares, like something just kind of pops out, or like a random noise, just like boom or whatever. I like that kind of stuff. I don't really classify as being scary or anything,
right?
But actually,
just your concept.
I don't really get scared
of what's scary. Not that it's going to scare you, because the concept of it should scare you because you think it's scary, or maybe should scare other people. But it may not actually scare you, because I mean, I'm like, I love horror and I love very specific scary things, but I don't necessarily get scared myself. Like, I'm creeped out. Like, if this thing was real, this is not good. Type of setting. But yeah, I mean, if it's something you think is scary in your mind, not that you're scared of it though, because it might not scare you.
Children scare him. I'm just kidding.
Children are scary, dude.
That's what. Okay, so creepy children scare me.
Dude, that is scary.
That I don't know why, but like The Ring, even though it's not the best horror movie ever, scared the shit out of me.
Listen,
and it didn't help that they had a little girl. They had a little girl come into the movie theater and crawl down the middle of the aisle, so that didn't help.
What? Where you live?
Yeah, an actual moviegoer had their daughter show up dressed like that, and when the movie ended, she starts crawling down the center of the aisle. Everyone freaked out. It was so good, but I hated them so much.
Dude, I love that. It's so awesome.
I know, right?
That's so awesome.
Okay, and the other thing that scares me, I hate jump scares because I have that knee-jerk reaction to jump, and I hate it.
You're like, please don't do this. Please don't do this to me. Stop it.
I feel like I'm having a panic attack. That's and I also hate, like, here's an example. I hate the movie Dead Silence.
Yes, Dead Silence.
Because silence and darkness all at the same time freak me out, okay? I can't do it. Everything else doesn't scare me. Like, chopping heads off doesn't bother me. Oh, and if it's a real scary story, like that girl who was found in the water tank on top of an apartment complex.
Yeah.
But
you mean something that happened for real and they can't explain it?
And they caught it on video of her acting crazy.
Yeah.
That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. Like real possession type of stuff would be very extremely scary happening in front of you, obviously.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Supernatural, we can't explain that. Or paranormal in this case. All right, DL, how about you? You said nothing scares you. Nothing scares you, but
not really.
Yeah,
I like jump scares and stuff, but I don't really
get
scared of anything.
I always laugh after a jump scare.
Oh yeah, I was playing a Man of Medan the other day.
Man of Medan. I beat that.
There's so many jump scares. I was like, I know it's coming. Right? I know it's coming, and boom! I was like, yep. Fucking knew it.
Fucking knew it.
As long as I have
to jump every fucking time, I fucking knew it.
They try to get you a lot. They always do that shit. But
I'm that person who will hide my face in a guy's neck. Like, that's why I need a guy to watch a horror movie for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna be watching
wrap myself around him. Not really. No.
Not gonna be watching that movie for long.
Like, there will be nothing jump scaring me at that moment.
I was gonna say, I know what you up to. Okay. Alley time. Stop. Myself personally, definitely paranormal stuff. When I look at a horror movie, for instance, or read a horror book, I don't get scared per se, but I am desensitized to horror because I've watched horror my entire life because I love watching horror. I love creepy things, monsters and creatures and stuff. The one thing I find most scary is like the Japanese horror because they do it the best for like paranormal stuff. So like Grudges.
I can't.
Yeah, Grudges and Grudges specifically be the top one, and or like the old stuff that's like curses and things, or like some kind of unexplained being that's like a curse of a place like you went to, and then it was like there, because grudges, that's usually the case with a lot of those. Like that one I did a video on, like red woman or whatever, red women, and then the tiki, that one. Listen, that shit was creepy as fuck. Like, because that stuff is unexplained. You can't fight it. There's no fighting it. Because if I can fight something, and I'm fighting back until I die. Like, so I'm not scared because I'm fighting. So that's why I don't really care for thrillers, like a person trying to kill me or serial killer. So I'm not scared of that, because you're a person. There's a person that was a monster. I might be like, if this is real, I'd be scared as hell. Okay, but if it's like a person, I'm not gonna be scared, because I'm gonna fight you. Like, I'll fight you to my death. Like, I'm taking some piece of you with me, if not your whole body. Okay, so. But that's not scary. So that supernatural, I don't want to say supernatural, more paranormal stuff definitely is scary. I think that's scary. But I love watching it. I'm not really scared when I'm watching it, but I'm like, yeah, this is going to be juicy. Like, you know, I really, really want to see it, whatever it plays out to be. And I always make jokes about, like, The Ring. Like, I was like, she probably roundhouse those people's face. That's why it was like me.
I can just imagine you're that person with a pillow with your eyes wide open in front of the TV really close.
Right. Like, you know, when she came on, guys, she's like, yeah, those, I think that stuff is very creepy, and I love it. I love it. All right, so let's see what everyone else has to say. He says, I don't know. There has been too many things in my life that I thought would be scary, but when faced with it, it wasn't. I think I'm scared more by the flights of my imagination than reality. Yes. Anything in, like, stuff in reality, like, it has to be like something supernatural and paranormal for me to be like, this could be scary. If it's like something with things that's happening in real life that's scary because it's making you like stressed and things like that, that's not really scary to me. I mean, stuff in real life can be scary, but that's a different type of scary thing. I'm more talking about, like, you know, anything that's movies or books based, because that stuff is like, or unexplained things. But if you're scared of like real life stuff, that's fine too, because some people are. But I'm more talking about films and movie, and that stuff can be in films and movie too. So if you have an example of what that would be good too. Aphrodite says, I like monsters, so vampires and werewolves and such, I don't mind, even if they are sometimes scary to me. Yeah, because depending on the type, they can be quite scary. Like some werewolf stuff is like serious, like this werewolf is like crazy scary, like this motherfucker is creepy type of thing.
See, that stuff doesn't scare me. Like vampires, werewolves, and like actual creatures. It's just the actual way they produce the films that scare me.
Yeah, because if they don't, you know, do a good job of it, and unfortunately they don't get a lot of production when we talk about horror in general, and those things are under horror, you know, they're like supernatural horror. But again, it's really how they represent it. I mean, I've seen some pretty good werewolves that look pretty fucked up. Like if that was a case of a werewolf existing, and then you would be scared, because you're going to get fucked up probably, and that's scary. The reason why they act like some people are scared of zombies, because you can get infected with this thing that you're going to turn into, die, be eaten alive. Being eaten alive is kind of scary in any instance, I believe. Now that I think is scary. Now, if you put that in something where you're going to get eaten alive, I think that's pretty scary. And it's just like heart wrenching that it's happening to someone getting eaten. It kind of pisses me off actually a little bit. Like, I don't know why, but it does. But yeah.
Chapter.
Yeah. Ghosts and other paranormal shit scares me to death, so I don't play that crap. The only monster that scares me are aquatic. Yeah, we know everybody in whole author.
Probably the least scariest thing out there. Okay,
well,
the deep ocean stuff is frightening. Like those things that glow.
I was saying, talk to Nemo. Talk to Captain Nemo. He's seen some stuff, but I don't know. Now, Aphrodite probably wouldn't want to read anything Cthulhian, because a lot of Cthulhian stuff can go aquatic in some cases with like tentacles and things of that nature. So some of the creatures and beings and that could be aquatic, and that definitely is very scary. Cosmic beings are scary only for the fact that you cannot usually beat them. They usually cannot be beaten because they exist on multiple planes at one time. And if you seem like you've beaten it, more than likely it's just around the corner of getting you, because it didn't get defeated, because you can't defeat it, because it is time itself. So like that is creepy, because it's you can't defeat it. It's undefeated. Like you can't do it. If that type of being comes after you, then I'll just be like, well,
I just think I need to invite Aphrodite to the male tentacle group I'm in.
Oh,
I've seen some pictures. They have a little directory.
Listen, I watched Japanese anime growing up, so I know about tentacles and what those do. Okay?
It's still pleasant to see it. It's funny.
I'm just saying, Lady Blue, man, Lady Blue. I love Blue Girl. There's some crazy stuff going on there, not just with tentacles. A whole bunch of craziness happening. I don't know. I was growing up watching this stuff. Let me tell you. He says, I think what scares me most are those things that I have no control over, that I can't predict. The actions of psychopaths that fit the bill. Yes. I like psychological horror because they do that a lot with that type of stuff on there. But yeah, I get that. That's cool.
See, I don't know.
We're learning everybody.
See, psychopaths actually intrigue me because I think a lot of it's because I'm obsessed with psychology. They don't scare me; they just intrigue me.
Scare a lot of people. Of course, like I said, I'm not scared of those type of things, but there are people scared, as you can see, are scared of those type of things. I mean, there are people scared of serial killers, and there's people who are murderers because of the situation, you know. But thinking about that situation, I'm going to get angry, not afraid. Only way I would be afraid of my child being hurt, which then is going to spark my anger, which is going to make me fight, even if I have to die. So in that case, that's why I don't really ever get afraid. Like, I don't watch thrillers. I don't watch thrillers to be afraid. I don't watch thrillers for like the horror aspects. I watch thrillers because like, oh, this is under horror, and I've usually seen, like, I'm really a horror buff, so of course I have to see them. But I'm going in being like, I'm gonna be disappointed with this whole crap. And be like, oh, blah 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 blah, some crap won't happen. And I'm like, this is.
Well, I know on the psychology sites, a lot of times our anger response is fear.
Mm-hmm. But my anger response is not. I'm aggressive. So if I get angry because you're trying to hurt me, I'm going to get angrier. Unless you're trying to hurt someone I care about. There's that line of like, if you're fearful of someone going to hurt, but then the anger kicks in. Because I have to fight. This is my nature though, to be a fighter. So I'm just like, listen, I'm angry the fact that you're trying to take my life. I'm really upset by this. And I really want you in a body bag. So
I just imagine you sitting there saying that calmly.
Oh, there would be no calm. I'm gonna have to go crazy on you. So like, but no, that's my head thinking like, okay, the situation is I have to fight. Like, you know, you want to think that, but you know, you being in that situation, you won't know until you're in that situation. You know, you don't know what's going to happen in any situation until it happens. That's what you would like to think you would do, but you can't say that until it happens. Obviously, like I didn't think the first time a dude he could grab my ass, how I would respond to it. I was actually calm, which wasn't what I thought I would be. And since he thought it was cool to do that, he also didn't see what was coming next.
See me, I just turned around and just like gave him, resting bitch face all day, and he just kind of ran. Like, I don't know what expression was on my face, but apparently it scared him.
Well, I worked in a store, and it was a customer, and I guess, whatever he thought he could do. So I was obviously smart enough to realize I can't hit him in the store because I don't want to get fired, even though he was the one who touched me first. Because violence, even though he touched me, it wasn't like violent to hit me, to hurt me physically in that way. So I still would get fired because I would have taken it somewhere it shouldn't have been. So being stupid, I guess he figured, I must like him because I allowed him to grab me. He thought I allowed him since he did it on his own volition. There was no asking. So I said, can we step outside for a minute? And he was like, yeah, okay. Like, I guess I was going to ask for his number maybe. I don't know. Stupid people and all. So when we step outside, I gut punch him. And he goes down on his knees. Yes, I'm pretty strong. And I guess he was not. Also, he wasn't expecting it. So that's not really my problem. So that's what had to happen. But that was my reaction. So which I thought was a little odd later on. Like, I was kind of calm about it. I thought I would have been like automatically attack you right where you were. But no, I thought too. I was thinking maybe I might be a little, she might be a little crazy if she was calm when she was going to plan. Yeah, I planned. And I had to go outside the store so the cameras wouldn't catch it. So I thought about my job though. I always think about my job.
Always.
I thought about my finances even in that situation. Wendy says, I can read about monsters all day long and I'm getting used to ghost stories. It's how far a person will go for what they believe is right that scares me. Yep. Real world shit happening right there. For example, there's a book called Suffer the Child, in which all the kids in one town get sick at the same time, and from there it turns into what the parents will do for their kids. Sounds like an interesting story, something I'd want to read. And how easily they turn on each other. Sounds like humans to save their children. It's a crazy read and still haunts me to this day. Yeah. Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Sounds about right.
I wouldn't regret nothing if it came down to saving my children.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like what people do. I just would have to say that I would do anything to save my child. I don't want to say within reason. Being in situations like that with your child, I don't know what that would be. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to hurt someone, because that's not saving anyone. If you are willing to hurt someone to save someone, like I'm not going to go that end to save. That's not saving my child. Like that's not.
Yeah,
what
try
is that?
balance the reward with it.
Yeah, that's
In a
not
sense.
like I can't see me going that way. Like in any instance, my mind won't do that. Like even a survival of the fittest, I'm not that person in that way. I will survive. I will fight for sure, but in the most correct way that I can. I will not drop to that level. I would want to say, like,
Unless you pushed into that direction, like defense.
I don't see me being pushed into that direction. I'm not going to do that. I'm not. I can honestly say that I'm not going to do that. People are like, well, you can't say that, but I can. I only can speak for me. But I'm like, I will not do that. Like, oh, you need to kill this person right here, or your child dies. I'm not making that decision. I'm not killing anyone, because if it's not me deciding whether my child's going to die or not, and they're trying to twist it around to make it into that. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to go with no. I'm not gonna do that, because those movies like that, it's very realistic though, because people will go to lengths for it, and it didn't have to be their child. Like survival of the fittest mindset. I mean, we see it in our world right now with just a pandemic being a thing, and now children are being threatened by that. But just the pandemic happening, people's real sides come out when they feel threatened. When they have to think about myself, then you see the people who people really are in these instances, in dire instances, who they are. And like, well, it's not. It is, because you can still make the correct decision. Rather, that's when it matters. It doesn't matter if you make the right decision when everything's calm and cool and collective. When you make the right decision, even in a dire situation, that's when it makes a difference. So yeah, but that book sounds like very realistic of what could go down for sure. So they did a movie. I saw a horror movie with like an alien invasion happened, and at the beginning of the movie you don't know it's an alien invasion yet. So the movie starts where it's a room, and some people may have seen it. It's a room, and it has probably, like, I don't know, let's say 50 people in it, and they're all standing on like red marks or whatever on the floor, and it starts counting down. You think it's counting down. You hear like a doom, doom, doom thing, and then after about 3 or 4 of those, zap, lightning hits a person, kills them, drags the body out. So at this point, you have to pick who dies, or it's going to pick a random person, they die. So if you all don't agree who dies, most majority vote that's who the lightning strikes and kills, and it's just going down thing. So it's more like a morality test to see what happened with people in the room. Of course, didn't go well. And it's kind of like you trying to win the game type of thing. So you're like going to try to get people on your side, which is pointless because only one person could live in this setting. And then, of course, the aliens threw in a pregnant woman and a little girl in the room, of course. They end up making it to the end because no one really wanted to kill them, obviously. They had any kind of moral compass. However, you had people like, I don't care. I want to live. Blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they had someone that was gay in the room. And then they had, like this guy who was somewhat racist. And then you had the black guy. And then you had, like, an Asian guy. And you had a Hispanic guy. And you had a guy who was criminal. You had a cop in there. So they tried to make sure they had people all settings. And they would just turn against each other left and right, of course. And this one guy was like, at the end, he was like, listen, like trying. He had the little girl and the pregnant woman. Let me talk to the little girl like, what do you want to do? You want to save him? Like, let's save the baby. She's like, I want to save the baby. She was only like 8 or something like that. Like, I want to save the baby, of course. So that means she was willing to die for the baby to live. And this other guy who was over there, this one guy, he did not vote the entire time. He couldn't speak English, they said, because he didn't speak any English. I guess he was Hispanic. I don't know what they didn't say, whether he's Mexican or Puerto Rican or anything. But he couldn't speak English. Somebody spoke some Spanish to him, one woman that was alive at the time. And then they found out this guy had not been voting the whole time. Did not make a decision. You had to I think you had to move your hand or something to vote. He did not vote the entire time. Of course, they end up taking him out because he gets down to the end. But he didn't vote the whole time. They all voted. Everybody voted to kill someone because they wanted to live. But the fact of the matter was, only one person was going to make it out. So you thought, man, try to make sure that's myself. So you still make that collective decision to kill everyone else in that room. You would be better off doing nothing. This situation is not good, but you still be better off doing nothing and dying, in my opinion, than killing all those other people so you can live. And what world would you live better after that? Like, how you live with yourself after you done killed all those people so you could live? What's so great about you living? Like,
that's a completely different situation. I was talking more someone's attacking you. If I have to kill you to make you stop, it's gonna happen.
No, that's a different story. Now in that case, I will fight you because you're trying to take my life because you're being violent. So no, I'm not going to let you kill me. But when you have a moral compass, and I'm not going to count the moral compass as going off the scale on that one, because in that case, you're defending yourself. That's a whole different situation. But when you come down to like making a choice that I'm going to kill someone because I want to live, because I'm going to kill them, like, because I deserve to live, not them type of setting. That's what that whole experiment was. And the guy does trick the little girl and the woman so he lives. But then it just shoots you back out. Now, they invaded the entire planet, so you're not going nowhere. They doing a test to see. And then they just want to suck you back up in there again and do the test again. You might not make it out this time because you might not be able to trick the people and then make your way to the end of the game. For what reason? You want a planet that's been taken over by aliens. You're screwed anyway. Like, those people got killed probably better off than your ass. Like, so I don't know. That was like an experiment. And the people, you see their bad sides when you get in situations like that. So that can be like, people. I'm going to check that book out, Wendy, because it sounds very interesting for sure. Keith, I've been editing. I've decided to mark a section for rewrite and move on. I just don't want to tackle it right now. It's a effing, oh yeah. Definitely needs a rewrite. Yeah, I've been there. Oh, revisions. Oh, revisions. I will never, I'm not doing that again.
When I initially read my story, I do everything in my power to not info dump so the revision isn't as painful.
Yeah, I just don't want to really, like, the revision of mine was because the story changed, so I had to revise it.
Well, yeah.
So just like, this has to be edited. It was a revision because the ending of the third book changed. Mm-hmm. And then certain aspects of the powers of the main character completely changed. His background changed, so I had to rewrite a lot of stuff. So that's why the revision happened. But still, like, I'm sitting there like being a bitch. Why didn't you figure this out early? Like,
that's how I felt about Shameful Scars. I literally added scenes, removed scenes, and I had to remove characters that didn't make any sense being there. It was just a clusterfuck.
I know. I feel that. Aphrodite, get out of here. Your fake self. Your fake self, okay? They're talking about like, oh no, what did I come in on? Y'all nasty. Like,
yeah.
All fake and stuff. Oh, see, Wendy, no. Like, we read Shatter. I don't think you're that innocent. See,
yourself.
People want you, Aphrodite. That's too funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, key answer to question number 3, part 2 of 3. Scary in film or book. The Balmore in my books insane demons made of magic. They take on only enough physical reality to kill. Can only be stopped by magic, bottomless hunger, and rage. Nice. That sound like my kind of creature. When he's like, oh, the black-eyed children scare me. No. Yeah, I agree with that. That's creepy. Any little thing, like some little thing, just like looking at me, like it's little. It could probably do something really weird. I don't know. I don't like it.
You're sleeping and you wake up and there's a kid standing there just staring at you.
Oh, my wife has a picture on her Facebook she took of our middle child.
Mm-hmm.
Like where she sits in the living room on the couch, she can see like right down the hall, like at an angle. And my daughters would be back there playing. And so many times she'll look down there, and my middle child will be in their bedroom, not by the door, but like on the other side of their room, just staring out at an angle through the door at my wife. That freaks her out all the time.
You're like, you can't be like, what's the matter with you?
And just see somebody staring at her.
Why are you looking at me? Stop it.
Yeah,
I cannot.
The kids fell asleep with their eyes wide open, and I was like, nope, we can't do that today.
I know. She also
Stop doing that right
now. She hasn't done it in a while, but she would come into our room and she woke up in the middle of the night. But she would not wake us up. She would just stand by our bed and stand there. And then we'd roll over and kind of half-ass wake up, and she would just be standing there and staring at us. Like, what the fuck?
Please stop being creepy.
We're going to have a little talk about this.
You're like, please stop being creepy. That's what you're doing. Like, stop.
Yeah. I said, if you want to crawl in the bed, just crawl in the bed. If not,
don't
go back to bed.
Stare at me while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, because I can't promise you that I won't freak the fuck out.
What are you doing? Why are you looking at me? Oh my god, that's too funny. Yes, Wendy, tentacles, they don't always look pleasant.
Well, you haven't seen the pictures I've seen.
I'm just saying, sometimes tentacles aren't just tentacles.
Yeah, sometimes you can have the right placement. It's composition, people. Composition.
Look at everybody like, but no, not trying to join no damn.
I'm gonna buy her a shirt that has tentacles on it. I saw it on Facebook.
I cannot. Let me stop. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do our closings. Alec, you want to go first?
Well, my name's Alec. I write under the pen name Alec Williams. I'm the author of Immortal Scars and Hopeless Scars. Shameful Scars should be coming out in June. I'm also working on a contemporary, so if you want to follow everything, it's down below.
Yay. Oh, and after that, I got 661 that last one. Woohoo, good job after that. You kicking butt. All right, DL.
I'm DL Stewart. I typically write adult medieval fantasy. My debut novel, The Battle for Medagore, is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and a bunch of other places. Sovereign Duties, I kind of somewhat intend on releasing maybe next year at some point, maybe the end of next year. And then the audiobook for Battle for Medagore should be coming out within, like, hopefully a month. It's going through quality assurance right now with Amazon and ACX and all that. And I will be doing a video with my narrator, Danny Fakih, at some point, hopefully this week or next week. So within a week, I'll have that
I already posted my question. Can't wait for that.
on that channel, yeah.
Yay.
Nothing. I'm just going to be slipping in like, hey.
I like a lot of us women going to be there for that. I just want to look at them. That's all.
I'll be right there.
Listen to them talk, of course.
That's it. Just look sexy. That's all he has to do.
Be like, yes, answer my question.
So open that mouth.
Look at Alec. Look out. Wait a minute. Come on.
If you want to agree with me, I was like, no. Yeah, I would not leave him alone. I'll just ask him if he wants to do a video, and I'll upload it later.
Like, he does not want to be bombarded with our extra.
I would be good. I'm not going to mess with him for real.
I might mess with him a little bit because I'm Alec.
Not too much. I'll be all sly with it. Don't worry about it. Let me stop.
Like,
so I was joking. I was like, asked him like, how did you get so hot? Were you born hot? So what happened? I was like, I'm just joking. That's not the real question. I'm just messing around. All right, DL, you want to do your closing?
I just did.
Did you do yours? Damn, you fast.
That's what I was just doing.
Damn, you fast.
I didn't.
I'm sorry. I completely
mention
forgot
everything
what
already.
mentioned,
I got Facebook and all that crap. Everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, and all the links are below, guys. So just look below for any of the books. You can get Amazon, Go over there and check out DL's book if you haven't picked it up. Check out Alec's book if you haven't picked them up. Aphrodite links are also below. So make sure you check those out. Website links, if you're not subscribed to the channel, though I'm sure everybody who's here is, but if not, get on over there and do that. And give this video a like if you have not. As you know, I'm author DL Tillery, and this is my channel. We do these streams on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Saturdays, I usually do my Mistress of Horror videos, usually videos about horror. I may miss a week or two, and then I'm back. So it may be happening every other week. It really depends on what's happening, if something gets a hiccup or not. I also do book reviews sometimes for my fellow author tubers. If I get an ARC version of the book, I will read it and do a live stream review. And then I usually put my reviews up on Amazon and Goodreads, of course, of those books. I will say again, I usually do not review books that I don't like. So usually you'll be coming to me just to hear about the book. And I don't do, spoilers either. So definitely check out my reviews if you're interested in the book. With thinking about reading it or whatever. I don't really like, if it's something I don't like, I will tell the author before I would do the review. Because I don't really like doing reviews of books I don't like. It's just not what I do. If you want to check out anything I'm up to, go to my website. You can look me up on the author DL Tillery. And on there, I usually release a new poem once a month. I'm back writing with Writers Unite, so I publish my poetry or short stories through them monthly, sometimes depending on what prompt they are doing. And I also have a short story if you want to get a taste of some of my horror on my website of The Room Within, the first chapter. First chapter of The Room Within. It's a short horror story. It's about 3 or 4 chapters when it's complete, and I will be releasing that. I would like to say October this year, but I might wait until around March next year or something, release that. So we will see. Everything else is ready to go for us. I just have to finish getting it heavy. All right, so thank you guys for joining us for our stream. We will see you next Tuesday. And if DL is streaming, we always try to jump on with DL, but sometimes life happens and we don't always get to jump and hang out with him on Sunday. But if not, definitely check out DL's stream on Sunday on his channel. It's also another fun time to get some words in. All righty, we'll see you next time. Happy writing. Bye.
Bye.